Ejonya miye, oye, ampa, oye, 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 mama yembom kase, oye, oye, mekra sorry, not to nyom de, oye, Ejonya miye, oye, 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 mama yenkase, oye, oye, me cry sorry, not to nyom de oye, Ejonya mi empa, oye, oye, omaye mbom kase, oye, oye, me cry sorry, not to nyom de oye, Ejonya mi empa. Oye, oye, oye. Welcome to a brand new morning. Now, as on Fiifi-Manfred YouTube, it's an excellent morning. Bright, full of life, full of hope, full of faith, full of everything good. As on Fiifi-Manfred YouTube, and it's the regular job to bring you the most important, the best news, the latest updates in the world of sports everywhere. Whether you're a Barcelona fan, Real Madrid fan, Chelsea fan, wherever you come from, we'll talk about that and give you all the updates. As on Fiifi-Manfred YouTube. So subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, share, give it to other people to also enjoy. I know you do that a lot. Man, for be remember who content no enjoy analysis now. This week I've been working Techiman, they call it T-Man. And in 1 week in traffic, wherever I go, I see a lot of people that see me. In fact, yesterday I was in traffic, there was a young man. I think his name is the WhatsApp name there Legacy, where he walked up to me in the traffic because now you're winding down Mary Kebab or traffic. When he came down, we had a good time. So, I mean, when you see me around, let's have a good conversation. I Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. There were a couple more that we also saw Mr. MG and Nkofo. I'm saying thank you to everybody who has been supporting. There has been massive growth. I'll say thank you to all of you. There's a lot of things that we can do, and then I'm bringing you the updates. And we do it just because of the love. Every day, waking up, coming back here, and going back to go do other things. So, once a big thank you to you. Let us get straight into the conversation. Where do we start from? How do we start? How do we get into it? Okay, let's start like this. There is a lot of international break on seminar. Thomas Tuchel spoke about the team and what England team are made up of. There is an update at Chelsea camp because it looks as if two things can happen. Barcelona for one player, Pedri Gonzalez, he may be ready for the game against Chelsea. Chelsea for bet. Again, Cole Palmer is also looking like he will be ready to play against Football Club Barcelona. Cole Palmer went onto Instagram, and some Chelsea fans told him that they've missed him. Cole Palmer replied and said, I have missed you too. Now, we'll go into the details of Cole Palmer, whether truly he can make it for the game against Barcelona, and of course, whether Pedri can also make it a game against Chelsea. What does these two players coming in mean for the game? Away from that, I'll also give you something that you don't know about that. But quickly, let me say a big thank you to my people. Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. I've told you that in this country, the best place for car spare parts in this country, Mabosokai post office, and a years more. Just call him on 05931382221. 05931382221. 05931382221. Yes, we'll be right there. He'll take very, very good care of you. Michelle, friends, you see, I'll let him take very good care of you. On the other side, MOB Clothing. MOB Clothing is the retailer and wholesaler in terms of entire Abeshe, round neck, tops, shirts, everything that you need. MOB Clothing will take good care of you. And he is in Aflao to the station. The to the station or Aflao, sorry. To the station. Let's say to the station or Aflao. Aflao station or to do. That's MOB Clothing. I'm sure Wakra. To do a flower station one MOB Clothing. So open tariff, open retail, open wholesale, open large quantities. Then my man Gerard and my man will take good care of you. Please reach out to them if you want to talk about anything, anything in terms of sponsorship, any sign manner. They'll do a very good job for you. They'll send your stuff to you. They'll do a very good job. Of course, we are still open for more ads. And if you want to bring your product to us to push and advertise for you, not just here, we also do it on the FMS pages. On YouTube, but there is FMS Trends, which is a subsidiary of mine as well, but more social conversations. It's a Gone channel. Also another one, the Four Post podcast as well. We are open to business, so you can just reach me anytime on my social medias. It's always open. Just Twitter, Facebook, all of them. My messages are open, and I reply as quickly as possible. You didn't come on quick tidbits that will go into that big news on Cole Palmer and our bench friend Pedro Gonzalez, and also some news. See, Bayern for are really enjoying the presence of Abanti friend Luis Diaz in their team. I think that he has been solid for them since he went there. He has been an instrumental player. I mean, the last time out, I'm gonna Mönchengladbach, that goal that he scored, we called Germany for almost since that weekend till now. Everybody has been talking about. People have been saying that Charlie hang it in the Louvre. That was a quality goal from our branch friend Luis Diaz, and I think so too. The angle from which he scored that goal, how difficult it was, and in a time where for the very first time in the season, Bayern were staring at defeat. That goal was very, very important. Also, much man, he has scored 16 goals and assists in 17 matches for Bayern, and it tells you so Luis Diaz has been super important. I mean, that is probably why it is difficult, or very, very difficult for Brent here, your friend Nicholas Jackson to get a place to play our football club Bayern Munich team in them. Because when you look at Bayern Munich team now, there is Harry Kane and there is a branch friend Luis Diaz. Now, put it in your head. Now, these guys are getting goals. Harry Kane, in the form of his life, creating, scoring, and being totally influential also our Bayern Munich team. While there is a branch friend Luis Diaz, who also on the left-hand side, let's put aside the goals and assists for one. This young man called a branch friend Luis Diaz is the kind of player who works excellently hard for the team. On the ball, off the ball. I mean, without the ball, how he's winning games, he's winning duels, and it's like the man. A branch friend Luis Diaz is spot on. Brilliant guy. He works hard for the team. Comes back to come and help the defense. Help the fullbacks. And again, for a team like Bayern, fullbacks usually come inside. His role without the ball is very important. It is similar to what Joao Pedro does for Chelsea without the ball. So this is the kind of player that is much more influential in terms of what you do on and off the ball. And that's it. And to do all of that and give 16 goals and assists in 17 matches, it means that there is at least a goal contribution in every game. Every game, Bia Luis Diaz and Bobiano, there is one goal contribution at the very least from our brand here friend Luis Diaz, and that is super cool. And then Europe for top list of players are almost 50 plus possession, 50 plus duels won, 25 plus interceptions. No, listen, CSA, somebody is in Europe, star player, over 50 plus possession this season. Top 5 leagues, yeah, bully, as whether a midfielder, an attacker, a defender, what have you, and that player has 50 plus possessions won, 50 plus duels won, 25 plus interceptions this season. The only player is Moses Kaisedo. And you see, this Moses Kaisedo form brings people to the point where they want to try and compare him to Abanti friend N'Golo Kante. And I don't know when you're listening, do you think that Moses Kaisedo has gotten to N'Golo Kante levels? Because maybe sometimes we forget too quickly, and it's because there is a lot of quality in the modern game. Say Obi Bana say or Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, all of us are saying that a better chance that we find somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. But I'm saying that you will not find it hard to find the quality of Lionel Messi. You will not find it hard to find the quality of Cristiano Ronaldo. However, what may be the difference is the consistency in the production levels of that quality. So if Messi is Messi, it's because he did it for 15, 20 years consistently. Almost every season, Messi was there. And he did this not just by the performance. He did it by keeping himself fresh, keeping himself fit, staying healthy, managing his brand and everything together, and making sure that at the end of the day, he delivers on the field of play as well. So that is what probably sets Messi apart from all of these guys. But really, the quality is there. And that is why maybe today, people are forgetting what N'Golo Kante gave to France and Chelsea. N'Golo Kante was an animal in terms of the cleanness of winning the ball back, in terms of the quality on the ball, in terms of everything that you do. I mean, we constantly said that the engine in N'Golo Kante is something else, but there is another guy called Moses Kaisedo who is really beginning to get all of that. And trust me, I didn't expect Moses. I'm not surprised by Moses Kaisedo's ball winning ability. Sometimes I'm surprised by a few things. Chelsea ball game, he's able to win the ball and pin it back. Now, Nkofo say, hey, how do you win the ball back like that? Because when you play in games like that, the way Moses Kaisedo and the Nembe born, sometimes we win the ball fairly cleanly, but then referees decide to say, no, Masa, ball we there. It's me and man into us a foul. Even when clearly you can tell that it's not a foul. That is how the quality that in goal Moses Kaisedo has. And I think that the numbers are staggering and they are glaring, and he is influential to them. To be very honest, today, Cole Palmer has been injured for Chelsea for a long time. All of a sudden, Chelsea still manages to win games. Chelsea still manages to play well. Chelsea are second in the league. Chelsea are not doing bad in the Champions League. Chelsea are through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So it's a team that is it's in an okay place. Maybe they could have been better. Maybe they can do better. Maybe if Cole Palmer had come, it could have been easier. But the truth of the matter is that it's still functioning. It's still a moving wheel. And there are no issues with the absence of Cole Palmer. But then really, have you ever thought of the fact, say, how is Chelsea going to look like without the presence of our brand dear friend Moses Kaisedo, somebody who is really instrumental to everything that they are doing, somebody who is probably the best DM in the world at the moment. In fact, I think that at the moment, the best DM we are seeing Moses Kaisedo. Yes, the argument will go on. But is he on the levels of N'Golo Kante? Now, that is a big question. I don't know if Moses Kaisedo is on the level of our brand dear friend N'Golo Kante, but definitely with time, we'll be able to tell if our brand dear friend Moses Kaisedo is on that level. What we know is that Moses Kaisedo, N'Golo Kante has now been called back to the French national team. Moses Kaisedo in the Premier League this season, 3 goals, 574 passes completed. Again, you see, one of the things that makes Moses Kaisedo probably the best player in terms of all of these things, the fact that his on-the-ball ability doesn't stop. See the ball on air to form. Now, everybody talks about his ball-winning ability. But under pressure, under tense situations, Kaisedo should receive the ball on the half-10. Kaisedo should be able to play forward. He is probably one of the best that you can get in the business. He is essentially one of the best in that regard. So he is able to deliver off the ball whilst also giving you a clinic on the ball. Ball striking ability, clean as a whistle. Again, the hunting ability of a number 6 wins the ball backwards. Some minimum fast. And that is the quality that we're talking about in Moses Kaisedo. And that is why he's there. 60 duels won, 26 interceptions, 57 ball recoveries. He is dominant. Recovers the ball, wins the ball back, is very dominant in that regard. And for me, he is one of the best players at the moment. Yes, you have a lot of conversations around our bright friend Moses Kaisedo, whether or not it's going to be, whether or not N'Golo Kante is better than him. But then there's a player that is really, really delivering power out of him. It's a good one for our bright friend Moses Kaisedo. And now, our bright friend Estevao Willian, most valuable under 18 players. Lamine Yamal is right there. Of course, Lamine Yamal is 200 million. On Pau Kobasi, 80 million. A brand here friend, Estevao Willian is being ranked somewhere around the top 3 as well, as one of the most valuable players. Yesterday, I was talking about a brand here friend, Alejandro Garnacho, and how Garnacho, people are saying that Garnacho is doing very well. I think that from the comment section from Enra, a lot of people do agree that our brand here friend Alejandro Garnacho is doing some excellent job at Chelsea and then wherever. Enra, Rude spoke about Alejandro Garnacho, the impact at Chelsea, and what he can do now. One of the things Alejandro Garnacho said is that when active, he thinks Alejandro Garnacho has a high potential. Now, Gillette says that I don't know, but the point is everybody that leaves Man United ends up playing well. The problem there maybe actually is Manchester United. According to Rude Gillette, it looks as if the problem at Manchester United isn't the players, but it's the team, it's the club. And they need to fix a few things out on because, of course, he's talking about Anthony Moore and also some. Gillette says he's doing well. He was also like that at Manchester United. He is on and off kind of player. I think they believe in him. They try to push him as much as they can. So giving some time to adjust. As much as I want to see him being good and playing well, that's the same with him. It's the team and all of the players. What's their potential? What can they do at Chelsea? And I think that's one of the most honest assessments that anybody can do of Alejandro Garnacho. The biggest problem that you probably get of Garnacho is if he is as consistent as you want him to be, if he is very consistent, if he can be very consistent, can he actually be very consistent? Can he deliver in terms of the job that he's doing? Then what do you want him to do? It's one of the most important things that you would want your player to be able to do. One of the solid things that you want your player to be able to give you. And everybody who has questioned the quality of Alejandro Garnacho would one day come back and ask if really he was able to be consistent. That's the most important thing. John Barnes, Liverpool legend, has spoken about Chelsea without Cole Palmer and the influence of that Liverpool game. Now, the news is that Chelsea are sweating to make sure Cole Palmer is back. In fact, Cole Palmer and Benoit Badiashile are expected to be back after the international break. We are all expecting Cole Palmer and Benoit Badiashile are going to be back after this international break. And there's the Burnley game, there's the Barcelona game, and there's the Arsenal game. I'm expecting that they won't play. Maybe they are going to be on the bench, especially for Benoit in the Burnley game. I'm expecting that Cole Palmer also has a part to play a few minutes against Burnley. And then, of course, in the game against Barcelona. Now, Chelsea fully believe, he said one of the big things that Cole Palmer has been telling them they want to do is that Cole Palmer wants to play in that game against Barcelona because he thinks it's a historic game. He thinks that it's a game where they can go on to go and win. I think that it's probably going to be too early, too soon to throw Cole Palmer into it. Yes, I agree. Cole is very important. When he's playing, almost everything is about him. And of course, he can make things happen. This is a brilliant player by our standard. The creativity, the ball reception in tight spaces. I mean, making something happen out of nothing. And everything comes to the package of Cole Palmer is top tier. But then really, is he the kind of player that's once he comes from injury, you want to throw him into the game? And you would want to have him for the long term of the season, not just throw him into a game for 19 minutes and then thinking that is all. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure, say, our brand friend Cole Palmer is fit. Now, John Banks say, in many aspects or respects, Cole Palmer coming back could distract the other players and they may not be as good as a team. Now, listen to this. Because when he is in a team, it's all about him. They have to find the right balance. He is obviously a great player, but I don't think his return is going to make them much better because they have been playing much more as a team without him. Now, that's exactly what John Banks is saying. And then, okay, Chelsea team now, this is a team that is playing more as a team. This is a team that is delivering. And when he is not around and the team finds a way to win, maybe without him, it's a good thing, especially against Barcelona. If we throw him in, maybe the game is going to be just about Cole Palmer. Now, somebody quoted that tweet and said that it's like saying Ronaldo or Messi in their primes would have distracted their teams, any of them injured and close to coming back. These people are still struggling to see the influence of Palmer. I mean, it's very important that once Palmer comes in, it doesn't really hurt him. He's going to be a top player. But I think that it's how soon you want to throw him in. I think that he has to be managed. He is a player that has to be managed when it comes to him. Of course, the game against Arsenal, he can play. The subsequent games, he can play, but he has to be managed. A former Liverpool winger on John Barnes says Estevao was a young player who was coming to the team and is doing so well at the moment. I think that people should be patient with Estevao. I said it several times. However, I remember Jadon Sancho doing the same thing. Based off that, I tend to leave opinions on young players alone and wait for them to go. We can't start putting pressure on him yet. In reality, he has had 10 games. He's done nothing. He has got lots of potential, but we have seen that at Chelsea before. And there are lots of examples that have not worked out. And this is exactly why I have said that I am all for Enzo Maresca managing Estevao. I am 100% for that. I mean, people can say everything that they want to say, but then if you look at the quality of Estevao and then how good he is as a player, the importance of Estevao, how influential he can be, the potential that he has, you need to be patient. Because see, at the top level, it's not just about say, oh, bye, now about 3 games, what to train. No, like I was saying this thing about Messi and Ronaldo. Why Messi and Ronaldo where they are? Messi and Ronaldo are where they are, or they are where they are in history, or they are going to be where they are in history because they have been consistent. They have been consistent for years, for decades. And this is the quality that we are talking about. It's not about the potential. The potential, everybody can see it. And there are a lot of potentials around. There are a lot of Estevao that you can get in Ghana. There are a lot of Estevao that you can get in South America. There are a lot of Estevao. In fact, he's not the first Estevao from Brazil. Before him, maybe Hendrick doesn't have the scaly, silky touch and all of that. but he was deemed as an important player when he was coming from Brazil. But where is Endrick Ramirez? He has to take his time. You have to manage the play. You have to get them to the top. I mean, look at the story of Vinny Jr. It wasn't flamboyant from the beginning, but are you going to discount the importance of Vinny Jr. in the context of top Brazilian players in Europe in recent times? No, you wouldn't, right? So it's important that these things are managed and managed well. In that regard, when it comes to Stavro and all the players that are there, it's very, very important that Chelsea are able to manage it. We can't put pressure on him yet. Proceed to put pressure on him. It's very important that Chelsea manages him. Chelsea have been good in recent times. Kaisedo is the closest player to Kante at the moment. Of course, the Liverpool former boss definitely managing it. And now Michael Olise is saying, in the context of players that were shown in recent times, the most difficult that he has faced has been a brighter friend, Marco Correa. He says that I've faced a lot of top players over the years, but the toughest has to be Marco Correa. I've played against him a couple of times, and trust me, it's never easy. That's what Michael Olise is saying. It's very, very important over there. Enzo Maresca and Moses Kaisedo, he is doing well. He's progressing. I'm improving every day. He is open-minded and wants to learn. He's helping his teammates in every game. That's exactly what he's doing. Yesterday, I brought you the update on a brand here, friend, Lewy or injury issues, and how he's moving straight to the very, very top. Of course, there's some more updates on our brand here, friend, Lamine, Yamal, Ibanez, Nazari. It's the fact that our brand here, friend, Pedri Gonzalez is back. Pedri is back for Football Club Barcelona. And what they are saying is that Chelsea in the game against Athletic Club de Bilbao, maybe it's going to be too soon for our brand friend Pedri Gonzalez. But what they know is that they want to use our brand friend Pedri Gonzalez in that big game. That's very important game against Tiva, our friend the Chelsea World Champions. Now, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is pushing hard for AC Milan to sign Robert Lewandowski ahead of next season. Lewy is also open to joining them, and he will continue to play in the Champions League. Lewy made sense the last time when he said he doesn't want to make those decisions at this point in time, which makes sense. Foreign media outlets are reporting that 2 offers for Lewandowski from Fenerbahce and also AC Milan have landed. I think that if Lewandowski goes to AC Milan, it's going to be a good one for him. I think he still has something to prove, and he can still play at the top level, especially in the Italian Serie A, in a team where that has, a mix of young and old players. The likes of Luka Modric, Shimonia, they are there, and the likes of Mabrentia, Yefreno, Rafael are also the young in that area. He can definitely go, and he's going to be some impactful player in that regard. Dani Olmo, I'll say the Champions League is the clear goal for us. Barca said this season they want to win the Champions League. Last year we reached the semi-final. I think the feeling now is that we can come back to be contenders in Europe for what happened last year. And that's exactly what Football Club Barcelona are doing, to be match contenders, to play the game and then get the results in terms of how they want to play. I want to improve my performance compared to last season, of course, but there are a lot of injuries. And then in front of the Mundo Deportivo, Juan Laporta said, Massa, nobody should build castles in the air. And he reacted. In fact, it is after Lionel Messi had gone to the Spotify Camp Nou. Cacedo, he loves to be there. He misses being there. And Barca was, hey, maybe Lionel Messi will return to Barcelona again. He says people should not be dreaming about things that probably don't happen. Don't be building castles in the air. I think that Messi will get a testimonial. I think that before Messi finally leaves Europe, he has left Europe, but finally he's leaving to go back to South America to live his life. I think that he gets a testimony before he retires, essentially. I think he gets that testimonial from Football Club Barcelona. The problem with his registration last year, situation was not ideal, but I had complete confidence in the club, according to Dani Olmo, and it's not up to me, that's exactly what our brand here, friend Dani Olmo is saying. It's very important. In front of Mundo Deportivo, fighting for Lewy. Of course, Barca want to keep him in January, but it doesn't look like in the summer they would want to let Robert Lewandowski stay in the club because he's aging. But then again, he's not scoring the goals. I've had a lot of Barca friends of mine keep on saying, so Robert Lewandowski, I thought there'd be chances be brave. I say be brave, signing money, man. Barca are saying that what Spain are putting out regarding to Lamine Yamal injury does not match the information from the club. Now Lamine Yamal is saying they have to manage it well because it's a lot of pressure on the young man. Lamine Yamal has to do specific work every day. Tomorrow he could be ready to train on the grass. Again, it's the management of Lamine Yamal's Pubagia. I mean, they say that they take it day by day. It's just like the Cole Palmer issue, step by step, day by day, making sure that he is fit when the actual day comes in to come and play football. A convergence occurred between the Spanish Football Federation and then Barcelona with the aim of calming the atmosphere and improving relationships after recent tension caused by Lamine Yamal. But then, of course, I'm going to say there are no issues over the Barca on the verge of agreeing a new contract for Eric Garcia. It's very important. It's just like the way Chelsea are about to agree a new contract for Brantia, your friend Moises Caicedo. Also, they believe that he's very important. In fact, in terms of the kind of football that Brantia friend Moises Caicedo did, but Chelsea for Niji, said he is a player that they have to find a way to keep. They don't have to let Moises Caicedo go cry. They have to make sure that they keep him. According to Mundo Deportivo, almost within the Spanish national team, some officials felt they had been betrayed due to the way Barcelona handled Lamine's injury. But in the end, it was the La Fuente who decided to exclude him from the squad without hesitation. Of course, I like the fact that Luis de La Fuente did not want to drag things. If he's not fit enough, then let him go home. Let him go back to Barcelona. Let him go back and do his recuperation work. It's very, very important that he does that. You can't bring a player to the national team when the player is unfit. You can't bring the player to the national team when the player's club don't want him to be there. You need to take him back. Let him go and recuperate his energy and probably come back as a fit player for the team. It's very, very important. If he's not able to do that, it puts them in all sorts of trouble. All sorts of troubles. And now, Vini Jr. spoke about the coach, Carlo Ancelotti, or the Brazilian national team camp. I said Carlo is doing what he has been doing at his club. He is passing confidence, making everyone feel comfortable, taking advantage of every player's best characteristics in their position. He tells us he wants to see all the players of Brazil, all the people of Brazil happy. Says that Carlo Ancelotti, it's impossible to find another Toni Kroos and Luka Modric on Brazil for they are pushing to see if they can win the 2026 World Cup. France versus Brazil is expected to be played on the 28th of March in Boston. That is Kylian Mbappe versus Vini Jr. Very interesting. And now, France come Madrid player updates. Eduardo Camavinga was in there. Eduardo Camavinga has injuries, like I told you last night. I think it prevents him from having consistency. He wants more game time to improve. If he didn't have these problems, he would have definitely had more consistency with Real Madrid and with us as well. Eduardo Camavinga did not train with France on the national team. He has been unable to train for both sessions held by the team so far and is unlikely to play against Ukraine. That is something that we're expecting not to happen because our branch friend Eduardo Camavinga isn't feeling well at all. There are a lot of injury situations that is plaguing the young Frenchman on him, both for the club side and also for the national team. It's something that is really worrying him for our branch friend Eduardo Camavinga. Of course, France tonight are playing against Ukraine, and then we've put together all of the conversation when it comes to the conversation around Tima, your friend of Chelsea and the likes. And then we have seen a reported conversation that Chelsea had denied any conversation with our branch friend Rodrigo Goes. However, the only contract conversation that they're having is to extend that of Moises Caicedo. Again, and then there are lots of games Europe, the European World Cup qualifiers, the bet codes and the booking code are already in the description. If you've not picked up, go in there, pick up those codes and give yourself a big chance at winning something. No talks are taking place between Chelsea and Rodrigo in January. It's not going to happen. That's exactly what we hear. And then Moises Caicedo, John Obi Mikel was actual animal. He's the best player playing in his position anywhere. He's better. Who is better than him in that position? He's a beast. Every challenge, every 50 he wins it. His composure on the ball, his finishing, and his strikes on target goes with it. That is quality that comes with it. It's very, very important when we see things that are going on from there in terms of the quality of our brand here, your friend Moises Caicedo, that he brings to teams. So we'll see how things are going to go on from there. Joan Garcia, Flick asked me to stay alert because we play with a very high defensive line. We'll see how things are going to go on. No major arrivals to Chelsea in January. Chelsea want to make sure that things have gone on well. XGs plus XGA. Our brand here, your friend Alejandro Garnacho is right there, of course. It looks as if Garnacho is the talk of town now. Charlie, guys, I'll see you later in the day. Until then, do take care. Bye-bye.